Hey everyone, Harry here with the latest on the Kash Patel hearing. All right, in a lot of ways, I have maybe a DOJ bias, but he is really the most frightening nominee of all. He has a long trail of really incendiary statements, including a promise to, on his first day, shut down the FBI building and make it a museum to the deep state. He's the person who, when his name was surfaced to be deputy head of the FBI, Bill Barr said, "Over my dead body." The head of the CIA threatened to resign. And really, his public record is sensational, as in sensationally bad and hostile to the FBI, the agency he would lead. In his hearings before the Senate, he did a combination of bobbing and weaving and prevarication and outright denial, and then, interestingly, kind of some chest thumping that was reminiscent perhaps of other Trump nominees like Justice Kavanaugh, and saying, "How dare you accuse me of having an enemies list," etc. Kind of a funny rhetorical move, since he's got a book and the glossary to it is an enemies list. His not very persuasive excuse there is that's just a glossary of denizens of the deep state. I didn't say it's a hit list, though of course in other places he has said he will go after people who were in the deep state. Now, moreover, just hot off the presses, while his nomination is pending, and that makes this kind of bizarre timing, the Deputy Attorney General of the DOJ, Trump's old lawyer, sends over a memo ordering the FBI to produce the names of every agent who was involved in the prosecutions of the January 6 offenders. Now, you got to understand, it's the biggest FBI and DOJ operation ever. It was countrywide. They're still trying to find where some people are and some people are from. So the prospect that one office or another was kind of pulled in for a small part of the investigation is high. There have been some estimates that literally 3/4 of the department might be covered by this directive. It seems a little high to me, but who cares? 1/2, 1/4. It would absolutely, to the extent it is suggestive of what they did at the DOJ, which is basically take all those lawyers and say, "Goodbye, we don't trust you anymore," for the terrible sin that you did your job working on the investigation of Trump. Were they to do that with the FBI, it's more than an evisceration. So, there are so many ways, and it's so short-sighted, so many ways in which the victims are going to be the American people, and all the crimes that the FBI investigates and gets involved in are going to, have become paralyzed. There's an element of kind of savagery and nastiness to it. Your great sin here was following orders and maybe serving a subpoena in a big investigation, and that doing your job right should somehow result in some kind of investigation, demotion, whatever. And we do know that this has been preceded in the last couple of days by a real attempt to purge some of Chris Wray's sort of senior officials. That, as it was in the DOJ, is just a complete body blow, just a total pulling out the rug from under what the FBI is supposed to be. There's an irony here, because actually the FBI has fallen under some criticism. It's an overwhelmingly white male organization. It's a very conservative organization. It's just a well-known thing that the DOJ attorneys tend to be more Democratic and the FBI agents tend to be more Republican. I've always said this about the couple of comments they were able to find where people had criticized Hillary Clinton, I am very confident there'd be 20 times and 20 times as nasty comments from FBI agents. But the main thing is, it doesn't matter their political persuasion. It doesn't matter their color or gender. What matters is they did the job they were hired to do, indeed commanded to do, and for this grave sin, they are now facing loss of their job, and there's bedlam and chaos in all of DOJ. We had Senator Josh Hawley on TV just telling lies after lies. We always have to call out these lies, saying that, it's really the last few years in which the FBI and DOJ have been politicized. No, that's false. This is all part of an elaborate effort on Trump's part to somehow rip the January 6th insurrection from the pages of history, have to call it a lie. And it's kind of ironic coming from Josh Hawley, who's seen on that very day racing to save his hide from the offenders. Anyway, it's all vicious, nasty lies. That's for starters. I say this again and again, start with the lie. But also from there, it's just the notion of this kind of attack on the FBI for doing its job is just anathema, goes against everything it stands for. And of course, its impact will not be merely on these many, many people who had some occasion to have some involvement in the biggest investigation in the department and bureau's history. It'll also be going forward with people around the country wondering, what are they supposed to do now if there's a public corruption investigation that, God forbid, involves a Republican and Trump might not like it? Do they need to stay their hand? Just thinking in those terms is, anathema for their professional role. So back to Patel, in the bizarro world that Trump and his nominees inhabit, you had Democrats very sensibly saying, excuse me, didn't you say this? Didn't you say that? Didn't you say basically I hate the FBI and I want to gun it down? And he did a combination of bobbing and weaving and, well, that wasn't quite what I meant. And as I said, sort of chest thumping, how dare you suggest that I said what I said, which is the quotes in actual black and white. And then when it was Republicans' turn, the memo had come out and they couldn't have been more welcoming. They couldn't have treated him more as a professional. Oh, Mr. Patel, you're going to be great. You're really going to clean up the FBI. We're so happy, etc. It's just Looney Tunes, complete Alice in Wonderland time, but they have the numbers to maybe do it. It will be interesting to see, given the nastiness and the bluntness of the move that the DOJ ordered today, strange timing, whether there'll be any pushback on Patel before he is confirmed. Because all of this, it starts with Trump and it goes to the 53 senators who are ready to salute and lick boots and say whatever Trump wants them to say, including on Patel, you're going to be a great FBI leader. This guy is a public menace. He is sent there to really just gut so many important aspects of the FBI. The result is going to be terrible for public safety, or that's a very strong threat or concern. It's just really a tragic day and a totally ass backwards day as far as the politics goes. It's the Democrats over the last 4 years who did it right, and now a rankly political kind of effort coming in by the new gang against anyone who's been involved. It's just a tragic day. And if Patel is confirmed and he goes in, we'll see if in fact he's completely hands off and does nothing to politicize anything in the FBI. I'm not betting on it. Let me put it that way. And, including the assurances that other nominees are giving. I think in general, many of them have just integrated, especially if they have problems saying things otherwise, a, Trump basic credo, which is, you can lie. It's okay as long as you can get away with it or maybe even change public opinion. That's, I think, where we are with Kash Patel. Talk to you later. Thanks for tuning in. If you enjoyed this video and other Talking Feds content, please take a second to like and subscribe. Talk to you later.